Chapter 10 Natural Disasters and Our Responses. Do you know what is an emergency situation? It is a time who a threat is posed to our lives. It can be because of a natural disaster. There are several natural disasters that can prove to be dangerous for human population. Can you name a few of them? Some are earthquake, tsunami, flood, drought, and cyclone. The community plays a very important role during such difficult times by supporting and helping the victims. Several agencies and organizations, along with doctors, nurses, and police and defense officers, came for the rescue. Let us learn about the natural disasters in detail in this chapter. So, let us read how is it explained in our book. A situation that poses an immediate threat to our lives and property is called emergency. Wars and natural disasters may lead to an emergency situation. A major accident that causes a great loss of life and property is called disaster. A disaster can be of two types, natural and man-made. Natural disasters. Natural disasters are sudden changes in the surroundings which cause huge damage to people and the environment. Earthquake, volcano, drought, flood, landslide, and cyclone are natural calamities. As these are caused by natural forces, the disaster of any kind is a very traumatic experience. We should all be aware of the causes and effects of natural calamities, and we should also learn to help other people during the time of any emergency. Earthquakes. An earthquake is tremor under the earth. Earthquakes are caused due to the collision of the plates of rocks under the surfaces of the earth. When earthquakes are of high intensities, they cause a lot of damage to buildings, bridges, dams, and people. They cause a great loss of lives and big damage to property. Tsunami. Tsunami is a huge sea waves caused by an earthquake or a volcanic eruption. Under the sea. On 26 December 2004, a tsunami struck many countries bordering the Indian Ocean. Lakhs of people were killed and millions were left homeless. Flood. Due to heavy rains, the river overflows to the surrounding areas. This is called flood. During floods, large areas get submerged in water. Many times, the flow of water is so strong that walls of buildings get cracked. Floods also result in water logging for several days. This creates unhygienic conditions in the affected area. Drought. Drought is caused due to the shortage of water. Less or no rain in an area for a long time. Rivers and lakes dry up. Farmers do not have enough water for their crops, and huge cracks develop in the soil. People do not have food to eat. There is no fodder for cattle. Rajasthan, Gujarat, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh in our country are often affected by drought. Cyclone. A fast-moving, violent and destructive windstorm is called cyclone. Strong wind destroys houses and spoils the crops. Cyclone is a great threat to the people living in the coastal areas. Role of community. We cannot control or stop disasters, but we can help the victims in the following ways. We should encourage the people to face the problems. We should help people to move to safer places. We can donate money, food items, clothes, blankets, and medicines. These items are sent to affected people. We can collect funds from the neighborhood for the affected people. Roles of agencies and organizations. Government agencies, voluntary organizations, and international organizations do a lot to bring relief to the people affected by natural calamities. Number 1. Various organizations organize relief camps in tents, schools, and buildings. They collect donations and help the affected people living in these camps. The Red Cross Society provides medical help Many doctors and nurses look after the sick and injured people. Number 2. Doctors and nurses work hard to maintain hygienic conditions in the affected areas. They run relief camps to prevent chances of outbreak of an epidemic. Doctors inoculate people to protect them from diseases. Number 3. The police helps them to maintain law and order, especially during a natural disaster. The rescue teams protect the life and property of the victims and help them to reach relief camps. Number 4. The Navy and the Air Force help by dropping food, medicines, and other necessary items in the affected areas. Number 5. The armed forces also come to the rescue of the people during the periods of natural calamities. Number 6. Newspapers, radio stations, and television channels provide information and convey the messages of the affected people to their relatives. Number 7. Some international organizations like the Red Cross Society, World Health Organization (WHO) and UNICEF render their help and services to the affected people during the periods of natural calamities. It is our duty to take care of our environment to protect us from disasters. Keywords: disaster, a major accident that causes a great loss of life and property. Cyclone, a fast-moving, violent and destructive windstorm. WHO, World Health Organization, an international organization that helps affected people during the periods of natural calamities. Now children, let us revise what we learned in this chapter. Now I know. Disasters occur on larger scale and bring about heavy destruction of property and loss of human lives. Flood, drought, earthquake, cyclone, tsunami and landslide are the main natural disasters. Each type of disaster is a traumatic experience for the affected people. Community, government agencies, voluntary help groups and international organizations provide food, shelter, clothing and medicines to affected people.